Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, welcome back to more Hearthstone, and today is the release of the latest Hearthstone adventure, Curse of Naxxramas. And so, before we jump into One Night in Karazhan, I wanted to share a quick little story. So the official announcement for One Night in Karazhan was, like, last week, I think, last Thursday, like 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so, I had to get up the next day, pretty early, because of work, and so I didn't stay up for it, but for the most part, I try to avoid announcements, boss releases, card reveals, and stuff like that. Just, keep things a little bit more interesting and makes it a little bit more exciting when I see it for the first time in game, right? And I've done that for most of the other expansions in Hearthstone as well. But anyways, so even before the official announcement, I kind of had a suspicion that Karazhan was the latest expansion, because people posting on YouTube's like, oh, these speculations and like here's the evidence for it, and it seems pretty legit, right? These people are pretty good at data mining and figuring out all this stuff, right? And so it was after that Thursday last week, where one of those guys who made speculation videos, he posted a video. It's called One Night in Karazhan. I was like, this has got to be a troll, right? Like, yeah, they made the official announcement. It's probably Karazhan, but it's like, why would you call it One Night in Karazhan, right? Because there's already two other bodies of work that, bring up certain connotations when you use phrasing like that in a title. And then I saw the official announcement and it was like, yeah, it is called One Night in Karazhan. So, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny. But hey, let's go ahead and jump on in. And so I think we get a free wing, first. It's just like one boss, like 2 cards or something like that. So, I wonder if we're gonna kill its horse, right? Because that was always the first boss people did in Karazhan.
Tonight you are invited to the greatest party on Azeroth. Join me in Karazhan for music, magic, and just a bit of mayhem.
And so I think, like a lot of the bosses, I read that a lot of the bosses are gonna be, making returns from the actual raid of Karazhan in the Hearthstone adventure. I actually raided Karazhan. I completed it when it was relevant, other than, I think, the optional boss, which was like a dragon thing with the 3 portals. I don't know what it was called, but yeah. So, you always kill the horse first, and he was kind of off to the side, right? And then you get to the actual party, right? And I don't remember if the actual Karazhan raid was like a party. Like, it kind of was, because there was a party with like Morose and everything, but I don't think that was the theme of the raid. So they kind of took it in a little different direction, I think is what they said, in terms of why it's a party and all that stuff. So, here we go, jumping on in, One Night in Karazhan. And, got a little invitation, party pack thing, whatever.
Animated the silverware, rehearsed the opera, and prepared the menagerie. Tonight will be a night to remember.
Alright, so let's see if, the servers are gonna crash, right? Because it just came out, like, probably 6 minutes ago or something like that. Alright, so join Medivh for a night of magical extravagance. I guess we're not killing his horse first. I don't know, because this guy looks like Prince Maka whatever Majig, and, he was the last boss in Karazhan, so it's kind of interesting. Legion, summon a 6/6 Abyssal. So it's like, he's like Jaraxxus, right? This party's going to be great, but what is, oh yeah, Malchazar. I don't know what his name is, but I had his dagger. Even though I was a warrior, I used his dagger. Like, for whatever reason, I can't remember. I was like Prot Fury hybrid, because I was supposed to be the off tank, even though I never tanked. Because I was mainly Fury, and I think I used it as like an offhand because it had some weird proc or whatever. I didn't raid much back then, so it was better than, most of the other stuff I had before I started PvPing. Anyways, enough of my backstory, let's jump in. Oh, I don't get to choose a deck? I guess we have a pre-made deck. Kind of like in League of Explorers. I forgot what boss it was. Was it the minecart? No, I can't remember. There was one encounter, right, where it was like, oh, we don't get to choose a deck? That's weird, and so I guess they're kind of bringing it back. This time around. So let's see if this game's gonna crash while we're trying to load up the game. Doesn't seem like it. Cool. So we actually get to play as Medivh. It was pretty nice. Like young Medivh, right? Because there's that alternate skin for mage. Mage armor. So we got Frostbolt, Mage armor. Don't know if that's a new card or not, but gain 10 armor. You have, and then Arcane Power. You have spell damage plus 5 this turn, which makes sense because I think that's what Arcane Power did in WoW. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but I think something like that. Let's go ahead. I guess I'll just on turn 1 gain 10 armor. I don't know. Is there like a battle rage mechanic that I need to also play around? Oh, not play around, but play into. So like maybe I shouldn't. Oh, I start with 30 armor. Okay, never mind. Hero power is draw 3 cards. Wow. Medivh is definitely. That's cool, dude. I wonder if that has any variants lore-wise. Is that the Medivh card back? I don't know. Anyways, I guess we'll go ahead and just armor some up. Armor up some, I should say. Yeah, Medivh is definitely one of the best mages, huh? With the 2 mana draw 3 cards. That's like Arcane Intellect, but the other way around. Wait, did he start? He starts with. How much mana did he start with? Holy crap. Okay. I guess I'll just draw cards, because. Gain 5 mana crystals this turn only. I'll save that for later, because I don't really have. Like. My entire hand is 5 mana. So. We'll see what we draw into. Alright. Well, this is kind of interesting. So we've got. Oh boy. Is there a Pyroblast in this deck? I really hope there's a Pyroblast in this deck. Arcane Power. I need some discounts then. Maybe just a Fireball. Fireball, like Arcane Power, Fireball for 16? Seems fair. Anyways. Or just 3 Arcane Powers and then a Fireball for, that's 15, 21. Yeah, that seems good. Evocation. That's another mage spell. Remember that? That's good stuff. Alright, so I guess we'll just take 10 damage. Seems good. Let's mess around with the stuff. So we got the book. I need a Flame Strike here. Got little party favors. Some incense. Perhaps. Oh, fat loots. I don't know, is this like a keg or something? Oh, hey, look, speaking of which. So this is game 5, mana crystals, so I could, potentially, if I draw enough, like, arcane powers, I can OTK, right? How many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is overdrawing. I need to get rid of some thingies. Should I evocate this turn? Just, like, go to town? Some arcane thingies? Sure. Let's gain 5 mana crystals. Let's draw some first. Summon a random legendary. All your spells cost. What? Okay. Okay. We have to OTK. We have to OTK. Let's count this up. Spell damage is, we got 5, 5, 5, right? So that's 15. That's 25. Okay, let's just count this up. 16, 19 plus 45 is 64? That's lethal, right? Oh well, I'm not counting, I'm just doing. So let's summon, we could get potentially spell power off this, I think, right? Like Thalanos or something. Okay! Okay. That is one way to do things. That is certainly one way to do things. Holy crap. Let's not do this because, you know, he's gonna get, like, Mal'Ganis or something. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of lag because of all the people trying to play, right? Cool. Alright. Oh crap. Is there like a second phase that I didn't realize? Oh, that's awkward. Nope. Okay, we're good. We're good. Victory? Yeah, so I think the story... Oh, okay. I was like, Morose looks strangely human, like alive human, because he was undead in the Karazhan that I did, which I think makes sense because this is Medivh, like back in the day when he was a young strapping gentleman or whatever, right? So Morose at that time was probably alive, and I think the story of One Night in Karazhan was like, Medivh is strangely missing, and then he's like, and then Morose, his steward, I don't know what's called, butler, something like that, kind of takes you around the castle or whatever, his tower, Medivh's tower. I think Karazhan was basically Medivh's tower. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the lore is. But, okay, so that things are making more sense now. This is like back in the day, right? This is like WoD time, perhaps, when Medivh was younger. I don't know. That was completely made up. Yeah, because I was gonna say, Morose was undead in the Karazhan raid in World of Warcraft. So all of this should be kind of earlier, and that's why Prince Malchazar, was an uninvited guest, and why he's later the last boss in the, raid, because he took it over or something like that and corrupted everything, probably. I don't know. But that was a way to start it off, right? Let's see our fat loots. Enchanted Raven, 1 mana 2/2? Holy crap. That is really strong. Because I remember people were always saying like, oh yeah, Beast Druid's gonna be so good, but it's like, wow, that is actually... I guess Living Roots is basically kind of like that, right? 2 1/1s is equivalently a 2/2. But I mean, like, things like Zombie Chow were, like, really strong. And that was a 2/3 with the drawback of, healing for 5. But it's like, it doesn't really matter because you're just fighting for the early game, right? And so 2/2, not quite as strong, but still really strong, without that drawback, which, makes it a little bit better drawing it later in the game, but still kind of crappy later in the game. Actually, not that bad. Later in the game, that is. And then Firelands Portal, I've heard people just gripe about this. Deal 5 damage, summon a random 5 cost minion. So what kind of minions do we have that are super broken at 5 mana? Because 5 damage is basically a fireball, slightly weaker than a fireball. So let's say like 3 mana-ish. And then so if you say like 4 mana for a 5 mana minion, that's pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I just realized that Mage has gotten quite a lot of... Oh. Probably you, dude. Sorry. Yeah, so Mage has gotten quite a few kind of like, play a card, does something, and summons a random, like, whatever, right? Because you have like Faceless Summoner, I think. Summons a random 3, and then Faceless, the other one, that plays a 3 mana spell. Whatever. So, anyways, that is it for the pre-party. I don't know. Pre-game? Right? Can you call it a pre-game? Like, that's when you get drunk before a party, right? Or something like that. Or equivalently, some people call it pooping before you go to a party. I've heard that too. So that's the pre-game to the One Night in Karazhan. Right? So, yeah. That was... I don't know. I guess that's probably how you're intended to win. But that was like, holy crap. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little awestruck about how it turned out. So, anyways, that's the pregame for One Night in Karazhan. I'm not sure what the official thing is called. But, yeah. Anyways, I guess we'll just jump right into the parlor, in the next episode, that is. So, until then, thanks for watching.